Hello and welcome to another weekly vlog. It is Tuesday, nothing recorded yesterday. Oh dear, I'm awful. I've just recorded what I watched for last week, which I just went off on one and went on too long. I'm probably going to have to cut. There's no way anybody's going to watch all that, but I got started running. Nothing much happening as usual. Darren's just gone to get Isaac from school. Yesterday, the amount of homework they sent him home with was unreal. And the thing is, it's not anything that's going to help. Like in the upcoming 11 plus, like the transfer test, it's just repetitive stuff that he already knows, but takes a long time that's nothing to do with. It just took so long, and I wanted to get started doing a little bit of past papers every day. Not very long, like 15 minutes a day after his homework, so that he sees the sort of questions that he'll encounter and he'll know what to do. They have given them one past paper and he brought it home yesterday. It was yesterday. And honestly, or Friday it was, sorry. Some of the stuff on there they've not even covered. And okay, they should have covered by now, but obviously with them having been off for so long. The highest score in the class was in the high 70%, like 78 or something percent. Now when I was at school, the smartest people in the class, when you're given a test on stuff that you're meant to have covered, was getting 90 odd percent. I'm not saying that 70 odd percent is not really good, don't get me wrong. The point I'm trying to make is, if these kids had gone over this stuff and they knew what they were doing, 70 odd percent wouldn't have been the highest score in the class. I mean, that's from a couple of kids that are, extremely bright. We're talking like top of the class here. And the primary school Isaac goes to is one of the best performing primary schools as well, so it's not a bad school. Isaac got 69%, which if it was the exam wouldn't pass. But when I looked at the questions, okay, he made some really silly mistakes. But when I look at the questions, I'm like, you've never covered that. What on earth, it's like, these kids are being started on a back foot, and what really worries me is, if we do have another lockdown, please pray we don't, but if the transfer test doesn't go ahead, last year they were using tests that pupils took in P5 as a choice of what school they would go to. And I mean, if they're taking the score that those kids have just got in the test, just gone, Isaac doesn't get a place in a good school, which I think would be hideously unfair, because it's not because he doesn't work and doesn't have the potential, it's because half of the stuff in the test they hadn't properly covered. And they send them home with mountains of stuff that's just a waste of time when we could be going over all that new stuff. It's just frustrating. And people could say, well, why do you care about whether your child gets into a grammar school or a secondary school or comprehensive? Purely from who he'll be going to school with and the bullying potential, and knowing Isaac's character. And Isaac will struggle in your standard comprehensive with little scroats that will bully. If he goes to a grammar school, that behaviour very much is curbed. If he goes to the school I went to, it's just not tolerated. And kids do tend to be much better behaved. I know that, maybe that sounds, I don't know what it sounds, but it's true. The school I went to has been either the top, like number one or number two school in the whole of Northern Ireland for several years now. It's a very good school. And I would love Isaac to get in, because he will just come on in leaps and bounds. Isaac tends to be held back by people that he's just so impressionable. If he was in a classroom with a lot of other kids with decent ability, he will do so much better, if that makes sense. I know it's not the be all and end all, I know that, but I worry about the potential of what type of kids, the little kids that live around here, some of them, their families are just, I can't even tell you, they're just more interested in where their beer's coming at the end of the week. There's just a few families that are not nice, and their kids are just already criminals at the age of 9 and 10. I don't want Isaac going to school with them. I don't. And maybe that sounds snobby, but that's, if Isaac was the type of kid that could handle himself and was confident in handling himself, then I'd be a little bit more, thinking he'd manage, but no. They'll tear strips off him if he ends up. Not that I would tell him that, of course. Don't think I've ever said that to him. I wouldn't. But hopefully he's had a good day at school today, and hopefully there's not quite so much homework tonight, because that was shocking last night. I apologise last week, I hardly filmed anything. It's so hard to think of stuff to film at the minute because nothing's going on. Absolutely nothing. I think everything up here, or well, lots of stuff opens up here in another couple of weeks. But for me, until the cinemas open, there's not really anywhere I want to go. I don't think I would feel confident. I certainly wouldn't go to the Chinese buffet, which was my favourite place, because buffet, just loads of people touching stuff. No. I might be tempted, say summertime for a meal in like a nice pub. There's one called the Countryman's, which is in town, which is a really nice pub. Like it's not your typical old boozer, so decent quality. They would be careful about hygiene, that sort of thing. So hopefully this summer that'll be something to look forward to. Possibly, we shall see. But anyway, I will go, and I'll catch up with you guys later on. Hello.
Hello.
It's no need for quite so much noise. Well, I didn't get the camera on in time to capture the noise. You have a good day?
Yeah. I played runners for PE and I was the only one who caught a ball.
Hey!
And it got the best player out.
Who?
I'm not going to say the name because I don't know if we'll get copyrighted.
Did Daddy mention anything to you about your shirt?
I did.
Yeah,
You need to ask in school, Isaac. Is there a lost property office? It's not in the house. Isaac? Can you listen? It's not in the house. Me and Daddy have been everywhere.
Nice.
So I think that you could possibly have taken it into school to wear for PE or something else, and it's been left there. And have you got like any bags on your peg?
No.
Well, ask your teacher. Is there like a lost property or anything?
I have an eyeball on my head.
Isaac, are you listening to me?
Yeah.
Because that's 40 quid, that t-shirt. Yeah, Isaac, and I'll have to buy another one at another 40
I'll
quid.
have to buy another one.
So have you any idea where it is?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah. And also, can I ask you a question?
Well,
Can we have pizza for tea?
you have to ask Daddy. I'm not eating the same tea as you
Yeah, can I
two.
have pizza for tea?
You've already asked about it, no?
We never have pizza.
You start eating vegetables without complaining, you can eat pizza.
I do.
Hello, forgive the lighting. I'm in bed. Just got my little lamp on here. Tuesday night. I've just switched it on because the George Floyd thing came to a close today, and he's been found guilty on all charges, all counts, in 11 hours. So that's awesome. I could go off on one. I did earlier, completely by accident. I was doing my weekly what I watched, and there's an awful lot of stuff that's intermingled into like TV shows I watch, like Grey's Anatomy, with the situation that people have to go through that are not white, and it's just, whew. What I'm going to do is, I'm not going to put that in my weekly what I watched because it's not relevant. I just went off on one, and I'm going to put it in here, and then you'll get a kind of an idea where I'm coming from. Also, I'll talk about a situation that's happened over here with regards to the police. I'd be interested to hear your take on it, because I think there's very much two sides. Of one side where the police aren't always squeaky clean and they do things that they really should be held accountable for, and thankfully that's happening in this case. But there's another side. I see it a lot here in Northern Ireland. Police are stuck in the middle. They can't win no matter what they do, and a policeman did something over here that he has been, I can't even tell you about, but I've got kind of a different opinion on that one to the whole George Floyd thing. So I talk about it in the little bit I did earlier, so I'll just pop it in here. Tell me what you think. I haven't gone back to them yet because I'm struggling at the minute with some of this. Oh Jesus, I think because it's highlighting at the minute with the Black Lives Matter movement and stuff, and it always went on. You were aware of it, and any talk of it just angers me to the point of the fact that this stuff can happen and happens. But when you're, oh Jesus Christ, it just enrages me, and I need to calm myself and watch it. I know that's not what the series is about, but how these people are treated. I find myself coming away wanting to hit someone. I get that wound up. And I watch a show called Grey's Anatomy, which is a medical drama. I love it. I'm addicted to it. And at the minute, the last episode I watched was all about they're all the protests are going on about George Floyd. Corona's happening. There's people dying that don't believe corona's a thing, and then they die because they refuse treatment. Oh no, it's just asthma, blah blah blah. But in the crux of all this, we follow the story of one of the female doctors who's dating a doctor from another city who's moving to be with her. And in the move, and he's got all his stuff in the back of his like Jeep Land Rover type thing, and he's pulled over by the police. Now I remember being told or learning that black people have to teach their kids how to act when pulled over by the police. They have to tell, if the police say, can you show me your license and insurance? They have to actually say, I'm just reaching for my license and insurance, because the police can say, oh, well, he was reaching for a gun. They're taught to keep their hands on the steering wheel at all times so the police can see their hands. They have to say everything they're doing. This guy's got his girlfriend on the phone, and she says, do not hang up, keep me on the phone. And he makes him hang up the phone. Basically, long story short, he makes him empty the entire car out. He searches everything. This young guy is a doctor. He's got reason for where he's going, what he's doing. They treat him like shit. Meanwhile, his girlfriend's back in the hospital completely panicking because she can't hear from him because he's had to switch. She thinks something's happened. And I know that's not what I'm meant to be talking about, but it frustrates me so much that this happens. It just enrages me what these young men and women, but I suppose to most of a degree young men, have to be taught. The police are meant to be there to protect you, and for these young men, they are probably one of the biggest enemies. It's just, I'm not even going to get started because I can't even begin to tell you how much it fucking winds me up. I'll give you an example that's nothing to do with race. At the minute in Northern Ireland, you may disagree with this, I don't care, I'm going to tell you. The police were called to a house with a man in it. I don't know if he was on drugs or drunk or what the crack was. Now I have to say beforehand, the police in Northern Ireland do not have tasers. They have live weapons, which is unusual for the UK. But with the Troubles situation, Northern Ireland is the only place that the police carry live weapons. So they go in and a kerfuffle breaks out, and this guy stabs a police officer, I think the arm and the head. He stabs a police officer in the head, and the police officer shoots him. He's not dead, he's in hospital, he's going to live, but everyone is going on about police brutality and the police did this and blah blah blah, but he stabbed the police officer in the head. I mean, really? I mean, that's the completely flip side of the coin. I mean, people are crying out that this guy shouldn't have been... You've stabbed him in the head. What's he supposed to do? You know, it's like, on one hand, yeah, okay, taser would have made more sense, but surely if you're in fear for your life genuinely, you should be allowed to defend yourself. And, you know, that's where the UK and America differs in a big way. I think in America, you're allowed to defend yourself, and if anyone comes on your property to a degree, you're allowed to defend yourself. In the UK, you can't. You're going to come up on trial if you do anything like that, but it's the two sides of things, isn't it? You know, I think in Northern Ireland the police have a really hard time because you've got one side of the community at them, you know, the loyalists are like giving them a hard time, the Republicans are giving them a hard time, and they're stuck in the fucking middle not knowing what to do. So Tuesday night I'm going to go to sleep now. I watched Operation Finale tonight, which is the true story about a group of people tracking down a notorious Nazi, him going on trial and what happened. So I thought it would be so much better than it was. Anyway, I'm not doing a what I watched, am I? But if you want to know everything I thought about that, it'll be in next week's what I watched. I watched Nobody last night, the new one with him from Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad, and it was fantastic. It was so good. I loved it. Just really fun. Just a really fun movie. Right, I'm going to go. Isaac has his second guitar lesson tomorrow, so hopefully that goes okay. I've come out in all these spots on my chin and here because I put hair remover cream on my face yesterday. Hey, My skin is super sensitive and it's really difficult to put anything on it. If I try to wax my face, I get like just loads, it bleeds and all sorts. How the hell I'm ever supposed to not have a hairy chin? I don't have that bad of a hairy chin before we start thinking I'm growing a beard here, but as you get older, there are more hairs on your chin than you would like if you're female, especially if you're dark haired. That's not good. I mean, the hair on my head's starting to go grey. Why can the chin hairs not go grey with it? So, with that pleasant thought for the evening, I bid you adieu. Excellent.
Good job.
Well done. I forgot at the start of that. Hello, it's bedtime. My hair looks a bit weird. I've just put, you know, that dry shampoo on, but it's one that's like for darker hair, but it's like brown compared to my hair. So the roots are like a weird browny colour, which is a bit strange. So, I don't think I did any video, sorry, it's contact lens time, folks. I don't think I did any video today. Isaac had his next guitar lesson, which he very much enjoyed. Today, last week he learnt a D chord, which he already knew because I'd taught him that, but he learned a G chord and a C. Today he learned an A and an E, and they've given him some very basic tablature of the start of the Jimi Hendrix song, and I've forgotten the name of it. It's a boy's name. Darren says you'll know it when you hear it, but I don't know it from the title. Can't see a bloody thing now. What I wanted to talk to you about was, have I spoken to you about transfer tests? So he brought home one today. It was his second transfer test, and he didn't get it finished. He ran out of time, and the score that he got when he ran out of time was like 60%, which obviously we know is not going to pass, but they had to go through all the paper and do the corrections, and obviously I did it with him, because if he got it wrong and didn't understand it, there's not really much chance of him understanding it if he's just sent home to do it. But some of them are, I don't feel are fair. I'm going to ask you, there are questions asking them to answer something, and they could only do it if they'd heard specific words before. If they'd never heard the word, they wouldn't be able to answer the question, and it's not something they were taught in school. So example, one of the questions had a big advert with loads of writing on it, talking about a movie premiere and Academy Award nominations, blah blah blah. And it said what word in this text says that the movie is going to be shown here for the first time. Now obviously it's premiere. What if you're 10 and you've never heard that before? Isaac hadn't. Obviously it's from French, so, you know, premiere means first. Another one was the word matinee, which we as adults know means a film that's shown in the afternoon at the cinema and daytime. And they had to do something that meant they would need to know what the word matinee meant. He didn't know what matinee meant. Do you see what I mean? There's wording that the kids won't necessarily know. Another word was facilitate. Find a word in the text that means the same as to help with. Or to help, sorry, to make easier. That was what it said, to make easier. Now, as adults, we would know that facilitate means to make easier. A 9-10-year-old Half of the class are 9, half are 10. If you've never heard that word before, how the hell are you going to know what it means? Isaac's never heard it before. So it's this sort of thing. And then there's another one. They give you 3 points on a grid for a parallelogram and you must find the 4th point. But it says, name 2 points that could be the 4th point. And try as I might, now if it's a square or a triangle or something like that, fine, because we know the distinct properties of those items. A parallelogram is one of those shapes that goes like this on 2 sides and then they join like that. So it's like a rectangle sort of turned slightly like that. I looked it up online. If you do these really hard, intricate equations, you can work out where the point should plot. But I could basically say what I think it is, but I want him to know the proper way of working it out. I couldn't bloody work it out. I could say a damn good guess at it, but it wouldn't be exact. So, there's little things like that. And it's not stuff that he would be able to do because he's never seen certain words. And if that sort of thing comes up on the 11 plus, it's like some kids in his class never go to the cinema. Isaac goes to the cinema all the time, but he didn't know the word matinee or the word premiere because he's never really... Matinee is quite an old word. They don't really use it that much anymore. So it's really frustrating, some of the questions and the level that they've gone from and to, because me and Darren had been saying for like at least maybe 2 years, at least a year anyway, that the work they've been getting is way below the level they should be doing at this stage. It basically seems since lockdown last March, so we're a year on, they've been giving the kids loads of work to do at home, which is just filler work, which is just going over the same stuff that they already know. And then they've come back to school. I'll give you an example. Some of their maths homework is like 4 times 6 is the same as 6 times what? A person has £1 and they spend 56p, what's their change? So they're getting questions like that in their homework, which obviously is too simplistic for a 10-year-old. Really easy questions. And then they're opening this up and they're saying, a boy needs £92.50 to buy this bicycle. He's got 3/4 of the money saved. How much does he still need to save? So obviously he needs to work out 1/4 of that thing. Fine. The next question. If the shopkeeper gives the boy a 20% discount, now as an adult you're probably sat thinking, well that's easy, just get 20% and take it off. As a kid that's been doing, what's the change from £1 if you spend 28p? You know what I mean? So if he'd been getting the proper teaching, and they've been given this... The thing is, if they even gave the parents this stuff out and had us say, right, you need to prepare them for this sort of stuff, then I could have been doing that. But they just sent out tons and tons and tons of work that you had to do that took up your whole day, so you couldn't be doing anything else. And I'm not going to sit down with Isaac after he sat for 6 hours doing work and make him do something else. Why did they not think of this? Now the kids are being given tests that's got loads of questions they can't do. They're feeling really demoralised because they're not scoring well. And it's making me quite cross, to be honest with you. It doesn't do well for a child's confidence to be scoring low at something because you've just not seen a word, not been taught a particular thing. And then to tell the kids to go home and do the corrections. Well, surely they should go over the whole test in the classroom and explain how you do all the questions. I don't know. Right, anyway, I'm going to go to bed now. Catfish UK started tonight and I just watched the first episode. I love Catfish. It's one of those shows I love. I had an experience a bit similar, not exactly similar, but I had a bit of an experience. I may tell you another day. I don't want to make this whole week me talking. If you want me to tell you next week about the Catfish thing, which it wasn't, basically it was a person I met online many years ago when I lived in Northern Ireland. Well, I do now, before I moved to England, long before I knew Darren. And I met someone who lived in Bristol. And loads of talk on the phone, hours and hours every night, went over. Just the experience was dreadful. If you want to know about it, let me know and I'll let you know next time. I'm just really conscious not to spend the whole vlog me talking at you. So yeah, that's where we're at the minute. A bit frustrated about these tests and what the kids are being shown. Isaac's enjoying the guitar, which is good. So yeah, I shall catch up with you guys. Oh, tomorrow is back to Gaelic. Gaelic is Irish football where you're allowed to hold the ball for a number of seconds, as long as when you're running you kick it up into, it's like football basically, but you're allowed to hold it in certain positions. But he has grown out of his football boots. He has grown out of his long sleeved Con McGee shirt. These are like official team kits. The football shirt costs almost 40 quid. The long sleeved thing that goes over costs, I don't know, maybe 50 quid. Both pair of shorts he has, one pair never worn, label still on, grown out of them. So I've had to buy football boots, football gloves, what was the other thing? Shin pads, he's grown out of the shin pads. And this is just practice at the minute, so then I'm going to have to go and buy him an entire new kit, which is going to cost about 100 quid minimum. Fantastic. And I just had to pay his membership, which was 40 quid, so it's an expensive flipping hobby, is this. So he's back tomorrow night to Gaelic, which they've been off for well over a year now, so he'll be looking forward to that, to see his friends. So yeah, I shall go to bed now, and I'll let you know how he got on. I'll get Darren to film a little bit if he can, but Darren, I don't think he'll be able to, because Darren coaches, he helps the coaches, so you can't really get your camera out and film kids, can you? Right, anyway, I'm off to bed. Good night. So Isaac is going to Gaelic tonight. There he is in his cull camp in his new football boots. I don't know what the hell he's doing. Are they telling next door to not come knocking on the door or what? I have no idea. There they go, Darren's fed up to the back teeth. He loves coaching so much. So I just got my parcel, my Amazon box. I'll not close it completely because my address will be on it. So, as is usual, look at this box. This is what's in the box. A pair of shin pads and a pair of Gaelic gloves. And that. Look at the size of the box. Honestly, I could go into business with bloody boxes at the minute. Yes, Dobby, it's a box. So it's, oh, look at the dark circles under my eyes. It is 5 to 7, they'll be back any time now. So, the bits that I needed for tonight have come 5 minutes before the boys are going to get back. Okay, they're back. They're back. Let's hear how it went. Oh, I didn't expect that face when you come in.
Maybe it was fake.
I was all ready for a rant.
They were, most of the time they were kind of doing as we're told this time.
Alright.
Which made a change. Here you go, kids. Here you go. Here you go, kids.
How'd you get on?
Fine.
Good. Your shoes alright?
Yeah.
Did you have fun?
Yeah.
Good. Oh, I forgot I put water in the fridge for you with some, oh well. Try those, they're the size above. They're for under 12s, so since you're under 10, you're 10, I didn't want to get the next size up. They should fit perfectly.
Can't get my fingers in the right place. Oh, yes.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Right. So I've got your new gloves and your new thingies.
Oh, they're like quite sticky, so the ball will stick to it.
Well, that's the whole point. That's what they're meant to be. They're Gaelic gloves.
And my shin pads.
Yeah, they don't have that ankle thing, which I don't understand because it's on the picture, but...
Professional quality, totally breathability.
Breathability.
Breathability, breathability, something.
Oh, do you want to get your normal trainers on and go out and play? Or so nothing strange. Was Ruben there?
Yeah.
Cool.
Can I get my trainers on and go outside? I need to take off my shin pads.
Yeah. Take off them big long so well, I suppose you can keep them on if you want.
Can't be bothered taking them off.
So, good evening's training.
Yeah.
Good.
My legs are very sweaty.
Yeah, well, you've just been playing Gaelic, haven't you?
Why am I Everything on me is sweaty except for my flipping face, including my butt.
Isaac.
Guys, you put the ball off them, okay? Right, go. Take his routine. Come on, he's marking him. That's it. Go on, Ruben. Come on, who's helped inside? Hey, Ruby, come on. Go again, Ruby. Go on. Bend your back, Ruben. Bend your back. Right, go. Look again. That's the boy. Right.
Oh,
Right, sir.
Hello, it is Friday. Yes, you can hear a lawnmower. Darren is at work. This is the lesser spotted Darren. We don't often see him doing this, so let's annoy him. He'll have his plastic bags on his feet. Oh.
what dog's getting out then? Like, it's not one that's cut.
Well, the back was, the back was.
I've done that.
Yeah, I was going to say that's what I asked you to do, the back, not... Hello, I should do a little, like, skit for this, like, Lisa in the toilet or something before it. Lisa talks shit in the toilet. So it's Friday night. I don't think I've recorded today, can't remember. Just a normal day. What I'm putting this on to say is that we have booked our first thing to do since before March of last year. So the zoo opens now. Let me just start off by saying I'm not a big fan of zoos. I don't really like the whole animals in captivity thing. Certain places have much better, like massive, you know, like places in America. But I really wanted to do something so Isaac could see a friend and do something social, but it had to be something outside. I didn't want to have them inside doing anything, so I thought, right, well, we'll take them to the zoo because kids love the zoo, and it doesn't really matter what I think, it's if they have a good day. So I've booked for them. The zoo opens on the 30th of April, which is a Friday, and I thought, well, that weekend is like May bank holiday weekend. I'm not booking for that, so I've booked for the following Saturday, which is the 8th of May. They've made loads of changes. They've closed the cafe. You have to go in a designated slot. If you don't get there at the right time, you don't get in. They've like lessened the amount of people to allow for social distancing, so lesser capacity. You must have a booking to get in. Me and Darren will be wearing masks. It says wearing masks is strongly advised. We will definitely be wearing masks. We'll ask Isaac's friend's mum and dad whether they want him to wear. I'm not going to make a child wear a mask. But Darren says his dad's pretty similar with us on that sort of thing. He's quite strict. So we'll probably all be wearing masks, I'd say, but we'll find out what his parents want him to do. So yeah, something planned, which will be nice for the kids. I always get a bit sad when I go to the zoo, especially if the gorilla's still there. It just really, I don't know, I had this experience with a gorilla in that zoo when I was about, I don't know, 17. And you know what, you're probably just imagining it, but I sat down and I was looking at him and he was looking at me and I was looking at him and we're just looking at each other, and I was just overcome by this, you know, I don't know, the immenseness and the power of this creature looking at me, and he was looking right in my eyes for ages, and I just felt so desperately sad, and I thought, you know, this isn't where you should be. I know it sounds stupid, and I know in some cases zoos are needed for endangered species and all that thing, and I think in America, some of the zoos are so big, it's like some of the room they have to roam is ridiculous, which is awesome. It's just, certain things about zoos sadden me somewhat. It's like I wouldn't have a pet bird because I don't like them being in cages. I know that sounds stupid. But anyway, it sounds really hypocritical. I realise we're going to the zoo and I don't like zoos, but it's not for me, it's for Isaac and his friends. So I'm sure a lot of you will know what I mean. But yeah, hopefully it goes okay. He really needs to get out with his friends. Just trying to think of more things that are outdoor to take them to do. We'll probably hire a bouncy castle over the summer holidays for like a weekend, sort of to repay the neighbours, I suppose, for they had Isaac over every day on the bouncy castle, so we'll do that as well. But nothing else really happening. Gaelic went well last night, he enjoyed himself. He came home from school today, we did a little bit of prep for a transfer test, 11 plus, we went over some stuff. He's been out playing with neighbours most of the night until like 8:15, and then we watched Lego Masters US, which we all enjoy. We're going to watch Creep Show tomorrow. We usually watch that on a Friday night. And yeah, nothing much planned as yet. The zoo's the first thing, and that's 2 weeks away. Oh, me and Darren's anniversary is on Sunday, as in 2 days' time. And obviously I haven't got out to get a card or get anything, a present. But every time I buy Darren something for our anniversary, it never gets looked at, or like I'd buy him like a little necklace or a watch or something cute, and it just ends up in a drawer and he never looks at it. And I'm like, I can't afford to be spending money on stuff that's just not. I said, look, don't get me anything. We'll not get each other anything. And that's supposed to be the agreement, but hopefully he sticks to it. And I looked on Moonpig to try and see if I could order him a card. When you give Darren a card, he looks at it, he glances at it, and that's the end of it. And that's, he's not bothered. And there's like a £5 to buy the card and to have it posted. It's like £5. And I'm thinking, I don't know, maybe I'm a title bird, I don't know. But yeah, so that's on Sunday. It'll be 11 years married. We've been together 16 years today. So you hear noise of Darren walking about. So we've been together 16 years, been married 11. So he'll almost be doing a life sentence soon. So anyway, I'm going to go to bed. I have got a programme I have subscribed to a free trial on Hulu so I can watch the new Sasquatch documentary that they've got. I've been dying to see it, so it's a 3-parter. And I'll watch it and then I'll cancel the thing before the 7 days is up. So I'm going to watch that now, and yeah, I'll check in with you guys tomorrow. Hello, it is Saturday. I had plans to weed the garden today, but lazy-itis has struck. Got a sore back, didn't sleep very well last night, so I'm not weeding the garden today. Tomorrow we're just going to check in on my mum. I haven't seen her probably in a couple of weeks. About to watch some Mastermind on a Saturday evening. It's a lovely day. It just, you look out the window and it's like you feel like you're wasting it sitting in here, but there's literally nowhere to go. So we could go up to the beach or something, but you're not really advised to do it here. Everything's closed down till the 30th of April, so you're sort of like not meant to be out and about very much unless you have to. I watched a live stream of Aaron from Strange Stars playing Red Dead Redemption 2 today. So I've downloaded Red Dead Redemption onto the PS5, which took half the afternoon. So it's ready on the PS5 for me to start from scratch again. I have finished it twice, but I'm going to play it again. I'm in the mood. Nothing really much else to tell you, nothing happening. It's a beautiful day outside. I've booked to go to the zoo in a couple of weeks. Told you that last night. But I really need to weed that garden. I need to get the impetus up to go out and get it done. Right, what are you doing now? What are you doing?
Sitting on a chair.
Well, what are you going to do? They're probably having their tea next door now, so that wee lad will be here for you after he's had his tea. So you'll need to listen to who's the celebrities we've got on Mastermind today. Right, come on then, show us Jon Snow. Not the Jon Snow I want to be looking at. Oh, Isaac, stop. Oh, Love Island, oh really? Right, he'll be smart if he's been on Mock the Week. I don't know any of these people. Oh. Isaac, get in my face. Right, it's the only thing that I'll know anything about there is Richard Pryor. What is Dobby doing?
Laying down.
Do you think she's comfortable?
Yeah.
Oh, so we've got a new dress. I really like it. It's like, look at this. Pockets. It's like almost 60s-ish. I don't know if you can see. I'm not very good at Try not to do booby shots, you know what I mean? That's really cute, isn't it? Hello, it is Sunday, so the day to close the vlog off. It is our wedding anniversary today, 11 years. I'm just popping into my mum's. She's got a card for us. She got us a little something. You know, it wasn't expensive because I couldn't get out to the shops, so we're popping into my mum's. I couldn't even get Darren a card. I went on Moonpig and Funky Pigeon and all that, and it's like the card, and to have it posted, it's like a £5. Bless Kelly, she's not getting out and she's still sending us cards for all those occasions. Is that feet? What is that? Have you had your feet up here?
No.
Well, Isaac, it was something. Oh, I've got into the car and it's a flipping state. Because Isaac looks like he's had his feet up.
Well, that's attractive, me scratching a nipple, isn't it?
What?
That's attractive, me scratching a nipple.
Can you just rub the front of that? Because it looks
That's
like
what she said.
He's had his feet up on that.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, so
Sounds like obviously.
it is obviously.
Oh, there you go then.
So we are now heading into my mum's for an hour before we get back, because there's loads of exciting things to do on your anniversary during lockdown, which we're still in here in Northern Ireland. Loads of things reopen on the 30th, although there's no word of the cinema yet, which is the main thing I want to open. So I'll switch you off, and oh, it's a lovely day as well. It is. Well, it's a lovely day. It's 12 degrees, but we feel warm, 12 degrees Celsius. So she'll catch up with you later. There must be a cat. Yeah. Hello, Josephine.
Why do cats meow? Why do dogs bark?
Can't see me. Probably still can't see me. Right, it's Sunday. Look out the window. Behind me. Is it visible? Don't know. Can't see. There's a police car. It's excitement. We never usually get police cars. We think that next door have called the police because she has spent £1,000 on heating oil since she moved in, and that's probably about 3 or 4 months ago. For comparison, I think we get oil twice, maximum 3 times a year, £200 a time. So in an entire year, I would say we spend between £500 and £600 on heating oil. That's how they heat the houses here rather than gas. She has spent a grand in a few months because someone's been nicking her oil. And she thinks someone vandalised her 2 kids' bikes and they wrote F off on her oil tank. So the police are outside. So they've been there ages. So the sooner we get this camera up, the better. Anyway, nothing else exciting. I've just had a big bowl of dirty ice cream. It was very tasty. I treated myself. Well, we treated ourselves because it was our anniversary. So I've broke my diet, so I've probably put £2 on. And yes, I will close the vlog off for today and we'll film Darren for you. Did you enjoy your ice cream?
I shouldn't be eating that pizza. I am blowing up like hell. Oh.
So we're going to get loads of wind.
Yay!
Right, so you're going to get Isaac's bike out for him.
Oh, yeah.
He's waiting on it.
I'll probably get arrested out there. When I go out.
Why?
I don't have a licence for this.
What, Bob?
Yeah.
I forgot something. I forgot to show you our cards. I'm putting this on to show you the state of the card I done Darren. I can't get out to buy stuff, so I drew one. I can't draw. So, firstly, this is from my parents, who says, oh, apologies for the card. It's like, it's a cute card. I like the card. This one is from Kelly and Dave and Alice. So cute. Darren got me this one because we said we would not get each other anything because neither of us could get out. So he cheated and got me a thank you card instead. Cheating. Right, look at the state of it. Look at the state of it. That's about the height of my artistic merit.
Hey.
Really crappy.
Well, I've not said about my car.
I can't even cut out a heart properly. Can you close the curtain? Don't make a smutty joke. Can you close the curtains? I'm going to show my lamp now.
Ooh. You're going to show your moon.
Right, this is what Darren bought me, even though he wasn't meant to be buying me anything. Oh. Can you see?
I think there should be a brightness switch on it.
It's a
as well.
moon. And it changes to all different colours. What's this? Ooh, ooh! There's a brightness switch on it. How do I get it to white? Oh, look at that. Looks like the moon now. I haven't had a proper fiddle with it yet.
I don't know which angle it looks best at because it's round. Some
That's really cool.
detail on its own.
That's the remote control, like you see. All them different colours. Ooh! Ooh! Very nice. Now, we can open the curtains now. The next door's one.
Well, I think that was quick.
Right, that's it for real. I'm all blurred. That's it for real this time. You've seen my artistic handiwork. I'd let you have a look at the dogs before I go. There's Dobby. Dobby. Hello. And Molly. Hello. Over and out from Kit and Caboodle.